We're innovative to date within many separate agencies. We've had our Department of Public Safety has done a lot in terms of radio interoperability and reaching out to the municipalities in different regions of the state to improve emergency response through public safety two-way radio. We've been innovative in motor vehicles in terms of call center operations and providing more online service to citizens. And to date, that's kind of the way the innovation has gone. Our central IT folks have helped support all those agencies, but many of those, up until the past 3 or 4 years, many of those implementations have been siloed agency by agency. Not to take anything away from them, they've been great for what they've done. But as you look at them, you say, gee, how can we broker this and leverage this for some other agencies who have similar needs? And our CIO, Mark Raymond, has been trying to do just that and leverage enterprise and shared services. We're just starting down that road the past couple of years. We've had some early traction with that with agencies, which I think is the key. Once you get a couple of those early successes, the other agencies will follow. It may not be one size fits all, but it's been well received by the agencies who've been working with us so far. I'd say and I've been in state government quite a while, and I noticed early on, although I had enjoyed working in the private sector and found a lot of dedicated people working there, I found in state government just early on, the first week I was there, an incredible passion that people have for what they do. In the IT role, we're often in a supporting role, providing infrastructure or consulting or services to the frontline people who are providing services to the most needy people in the state, or emergency responses to the citizens in a disaster scenario, in storms, snowstorms, Hurricane Sandy, et cetera. But the people really feel a sense of accomplishment when they see that what they're doing and the time and effort they're putting into it is going for such a good purpose. It's all well and good to help a corporation's bottom line, and I've been in that role before and felt dedicated to that, but this just takes it to a little different level where there's something a little more important than money, and it has an awful lot of meaning for our state employees. I don't think I have any one favorite. I very much enjoyed working with the public safety people, you know, because you see how critical and how important that is. I think there's no one important project, but at the time the projects I'm working on might be the most important project to someone in an agency in their job. And just to be able to support them and be there for them, and use the expertise that our staff has or the longevity that our staff has in knowing where to find answers for them where they may not have that awareness. It's very rewarding that you're making somebody else's life easier on that front so they can focus what they're expert on in terms of serving their agency's mission. It's certainly become much more complex. I work largely in the telecommunications area, and we've gone from, you know, a monopoly environment to a competitive environment to a mobile environment and a competitive mobile environment where the technology has become to the point where users don't just accept what they're doing and figure this is it. They're smart enough now to know that there's an evolution of this, and it's changing constantly, and the pace of change is quick, and they think about it more as end users. End users back 20 years ago just accepted that, well, this is the service. I either have the service or I don't have the service. Now they look at the service and say, how can that be better? Or, gee, if I could do this, it would be better. And they bring that up, and that gets us thinking. And sometimes they stump us. We don't know of a way, but then that spurs us to do research and again try to broker solutions from other states. Certainly the work we do with NASCIO, the kinds of things that go on at NASCIO, at NASTD, help us broker solutions not only agency to agency within our states, but across the states. And It's just information that sometimes we might take for granted, but those folks really benefit from it. The next 6 months, we're very focused in Connecticut on competitive procurements. We have a number of contracts that have been overdue to be recompeted. So we're trying to reach out, get the requirements together for that, allow a technology refresh of a lot of those contracts. At the same time, write the contracts in a way that they can be adaptive to technology during the term of the contract, and at the same time provide the state a good value. So we're looking for flexibility, we're looking for meeting requirements, and we're always looking for ways to try to improve the procurement process from beginning to end, because if it's not done well, it can be very burdensome, as I'm sure you've heard. And a lot of people, both on the state and our corporate partners, put a lot of effort into responding and evaluating those procurements, and we want a good outcome for everybody. NASTD, which is the National Association of State Technology Directors, started in the telecommunications era, and in that time in the 70s, there were no college-level programs because we were in a monopoly telecommunications environment, and telecom folks kind of leaned on each other, formed associations, not just through states, but even regionally or within states. And NASTD was probably the most successful of those. It's evolved from a telecommunications to an IT organization over the years. And when we have our conversations with our members through the state reports that members all deliver at our regional events, or the educational panel discussions and corporate affiliate reports that we have at our annual conference, often there are light bulbs going on all the time, and things just strike chords that, gee, I know about this application or this need. And the follow-up, the network of follow-up that occurs from those conversations with the states and with our corporate affiliates is something that continues in between the events. It really serves as adjunct staff to us. We've all been victims of budget cuts over the past economic downturn of the past 5 or 6 years, and one of the great solutions we have is to lean on our peers in other states and to be able to pick up the phone or email or have a conference call with a few folks who either have already done something that I'm about to do or are in exactly the same boat, and we can either share the workload or share documents or policies. It saves us all a lot of time and money.